When you look at Mississippi State, and I don't know, I mean, is it fair to say that the room for error is much shorter for Chris Lemonis at this point?
I think so. I think people know that he's a really good baseball coach, and the players love playing for him. It was just a rough go the last few years, and it's not because there's not any talent on that coaching staff, because it's a very talented staff. Their problem right now is not pitching. They had a 2.33 ERA, and that was their problem a year ago, and that's why Coach Foxhall got let go. But their problem this year has not been pitching. It's just been they're not getting more production out of 1 through 9 in the order. It's really 1 through 4. And again, we're talking about a 3-game span so far early in the season. So
small sample size.
It's not a lot to go on.
So they'll get, I mean, you would think if you're Mississippi State, Austin Peay, 2 ball games coming up this midweek, Georgia Southern on a 3-game set, Jackson State. I mean, that's 6 ball games. They really should run through. Then Mount St. Mary's on a 3-game set in Starkville, Southern Miss here in town, Trustmark Park, Evansville on a 3-game set, and then they'll go play the Hancock-Whitney Classic against South Alabama, New Orleans before LSU. So, I mean, theoretically, they should be favored in every ball game all the way through until the SEC, and I would think that they need to show that.
Yeah, you got to win the majority of those games, and inevitably all good teams drop games to people that they shouldn't, and it could be a letdown. It could be looking forward to the SEC season. But right now, you got a lot of guys on these rosters who are fighting for playing time. They're trying to prove themselves and let these coaching staffs know that they could fill in and they could get it done. And there's a lot of mixing and matching. I believe once all 3 of the in-state schools, State, Ole Miss, Southern Miss, when they get their main 9 guys that are going to be their lineup pretty much every single time they roll out there, there's going to be a lot more cohesiveness, and you'll see a lot better production out of all